Our next speaker is Letitia McAuley, and she will be sharing with us a process for unveiling the journey within. Letitia.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Stay close to the mic if you will.
I don't want to get that close. No. I'm Letitia McAuley. I go by Tish. So I'm a psychic, an empath, and a medium. I'm not practicing this because I didn't really know. I mean, I was born this way and always had my gifts, but I ignored them most of my life. So when I was 50, I just couldn't ignore them anymore. And I found out that there was a name for something that I thought was just common. I thought everybody could hear and feel what I did. Caused a lot of conflict in my family, trust me, because I would know things. My poor daughter would try to get away with anything. She couldn't because I already knew it was going to happen. So there's that. I'm going to be 65 on Tuesday, so I'm a Cancer. I'm just getting into astrology lately because I've always, every time I read my horoscope, it would say what I was doing that day. And Cancers are moon children, and we also are very intuitive. And a lot of Cancers are psychics, so, I have that. I'm also a Scorpio on my moon sign, which is very intense, passionate. I'm all of that. And a built-in lie detector. I'm that too. Another thing my daughter couldn't get along with me over because I knew when she was lying. It's like, yay. Being married to me wasn't fun either because I knew when he was lying. So, relationships were hard for me. My rising sign is Libra, and that is, balance and people that want to fix things. And that's where my healing part comes in, because I'm also a healer. When I was growing up, when she was talking, I was like going, oh my goodness. My brother was gifted, and he was given a bunch of drugs and put on shock treatments. He had 3 shock treatments, put in mental hospitals for numerous times. I mean, this was 50 years ago. They fried his brain. So being a young girl, I was having to ride with my mom to Arcadia to go see him every weekend. And being an empath, I was feeling all he was feeling. I was feeling all my mom was feeling. Then there was me. I don't know what I was feeling. So busy feeling everybody else's. It was very trying. But it also made me be very secretive. I'm not saying what I see or what I, know. I don't want to end up like that because they fried his brain and he never came back. Yesterday at work, I had to go into work, and I woke up yesterday and I'm like, God, my stomach hurts. And I hope I'm not sick. Well, I get to work, and that coworker got sent home because he had been vomiting. Those are the kind of things empaths feel. We feel other people's stuff. I have a joke of if an empath goes for a tarot reading, they go, you have 99 problems. 98 of them aren't yours. Because that's about what sums it up. I came to Spirit University. I took a class, and this is how I met Victoria and George. And she had energy balls, like 5 of them on the table. And I was sitting there. After 30 minutes, I had to get up and go. I couldn't take all that energy. It's very strong with me. So Victoria was nice enough when I texted her, said, it wasn't you, it wasn't the class, I just couldn't take the energy. And she said, please come back, and I'm going to pay for the rest of the classes, and there won't be any energy balls. And I mean, that was very nice of her to do, or I wouldn't have come back, and I did. So I'm glad I did. So that's being an empath. Empaths feel all kinds of stuff, and it's, sometimes we feel like it's a curse because, I don't want to feel your pain, but I can't help it sometimes. It's like if I get next to you, I'm going to feel it. I try the bubble. I try all kinds of little tricks they give you to do it, but they don't always work. But, I'm learning more about this gift. Like I said, I was 50 before I had a name for it, and I'm be 65 on Tuesday. So I've been learning about it and just living and learning how to make it a blessing and not a curse. And you know, spirits have been coming to me for a long time, as far as I can remember. And a girl was murdered in the back parking lot of where I lived. And she was brutally murdered. She didn't belong in that part of town. It was scary. Well, she channeled me. And I didn't know this at the time what was happening because this was just my life. This is stuff I went through. And the fear was just, it was terrible. God, can never forget this incident. But the guy I was living with was a suspect in the murder too. So I was living with somebody I was scared of anyway. And then, you know, I have this spirit coming to me that I didn't know was coming to me because I just was, you know, I got physically drained and couldn't get out of bed for days. And I was in the hospital and I had a biopsy done on my breast because they found a lump. And when I was in there, the doctor came back, he goes, it was benign, so that was good. But he goes, your pituitary gland and your pineal glands are enlarged. And he goes, I don't know why. And I was like, well, I don't know why, I'm not a doctor. Well, now I know why, because that's your third eye wide open, you know? And it's like I was connected to both worlds. So that's just one example. I have plenty of spirits that have come to me over the years. That one was just the hardest because it was in my backyard. The person I was with was a suspect. They never really have found that one. And she's come back to me every once in a while. But I think she's at peace now, and that's why she's not coming to me. But that day she was not at peace. And that, you know, that fear and all that was just amazing. So being channeled by spirits is very draining. It's very draining. I don't call them in. I mean, like I said, I just realized I was psychic, empath, and a medium and healer and all that. So I don't like try to call them in because all my life they've been coming to me. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what my purpose is here, but I know I have a purpose. I get many messages, and today I get to follow them and know, you know, I'm not crazy. That's the cruel part, you know. I felt crazy before, but, you know I'm not crazy today, and I just love being around people who, you know, are open-minded or have the gifts themselves or willing to listen, you know. I have a lot of background in a lot of areas because, you know, like I said, I grew up in a family with a paranoid schizophrenic brother, they called him. You know, our family life was pretty crazy. And, you know, I've turned my healing powers on myself, finally. And that's the cool part, because I used to heal everybody else without knowing that's what I was doing. And now I get to turn it on me and heal myself of all the trauma and things that I have been through in my life. And, you know, so I'm very grateful to have this gift today and to be able to go home and I read tarot cards, and I just started this like a year ago. But I've always had a deck that followed me around for years. But, you know, I started reading them, and, you know, every time I read them, the message is clear, and I love it. Because sometimes I don't like that message, but I also have trust in my higher power that he's given me the message for a reason, and I'm listening to it today. Before, he's hit me over the head with 2x4s trying to get me to pay attention, and I was too busy going, nope, don't see that, don't want to see that, you know. So my life is great today. I mean, I'm just a grateful psychic empath, which, you know, a lot of us are going, it's a curse, like I did most of my life. Sometimes I still go, gosh. When I first found out, I went to a class and I was trying to get rid of it. I was like, who can I give this to? And this lady goes, you have a gift. And I was like, yeah, I know, and I don't want it, you know. You can't give them away. I spent 2 years doing that. So you know, like I said, I'm turning 65 Tuesday. I'm a Cancer, and I'm just grateful that I got the chance to come up and share my story with people that are open-minded. Because I'm writing a book, and I was at a reading it to some people that were like, "We need to burn her at the stake," because she's needs an exorcism or something, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So so I only have 2 minutes. Yes.
My mother went to the same hospital as your mother.
Oh.
Same age as you. Describing my life. She was very gifted, but she scared the crap out of her, so she drank.
Yes.
I come from a long line of healers and seers. Thank God, she always told me the first
Yeah.
because I've been a seer all my life. But yeah, I remember that hospital.
Oh, it
Back
was
then, they
awful.
didn't accept us. They didn't accept anything. Everyone, like you said, suppressed for so many generations. It's a new age now. I'm so happy to see it.
Yes, me too.
And you can turn it off when you've had enough. Just tell them you've had enough. Give you a break.
Oh, I do that. Doesn't always work though, unfortunately. It's been wide open since birth, so it's like I do my best. I do sage. I sage myself. I got stones in my pocket right now.
But you came to the right place finally. A lot of
Yes.
people are still wandering around out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Struggling because they can't accept it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to say anything, have a question or anything? Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Hey, thank you.